is time. It is time to brew your best beer. The 2015 SJPORR Challenge is brought to you by the Grainbill Homebrew Supply, located in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Brewers Exchange, operating in the U.S. and Canada. Finney's Homebrew Emporium, located in Bishopdale, Christchurch, New Zealand. And Omega Yeast, located in Chicago, Illinois.
So we're back for another SJPORR Challenge beer review in the 2015 SJPORR Challenge.
So I didn't change clothes.
And this one is the EE8-313-2A8.
We really don't have a clue as to what's in the bottle.
And I forgot to pull up the sheet, Dad.
Oh no! Guess what? We're going to have to just sort of guess at it. No.
No, we won't do that. This is the 2A8.
Mm-hmm.
So in this beer, it looks dark through the bottle. This is a Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh no!
And it's called Georgia Darkness.
I didn't get much hiss on that one.
It's a Russian Imperial Stout brewed with local hops and oats.
So
it's got Golden Promise, Maris Otter, Crystal 80, Chocolate, Black Patent, and Roasted Barley.
There was just a slight hiss on that one.
Really no hiss to speak of. We've got Amarillo, Columbus, and whatever is growing in my yard for hops. Get aggressive. Get aggressive with that one. Attaboy. Yeah. Not much of a head formed on that one.
You know, maybe I should get more aggressive on this one.
See what you can do. Story of the night for me. Big bubbles that are there. I see a few tiny carbonation bubbles rising up. It's pretty darn dark. There's some brown at the edges where the light's shining through.
Boy, that is dark.
Looks pretty thick. On this one we got London Ale 3 for the yeast, and we got dark candy sugar for the special ingredients. Locally grown oats and hops. Alright. So, aroma.
Oh, I'm picking up a licorice.
Yeah.
I'm picking up a licorice.
Straight up Russian Imperial Stout aroma. Big, bold, dark. A little bit of a sweetness.
Yep.
No idea on alcohol strength on this one.
Very, very rich.
It smells very rich. It's got that traditional smell of a Russian Imperial, like what you get out of the commercial.
Out of any commercial craft offering.
Old Viscosity comes to mind.
Right. It reminds me a great deal of that.
And older Viscosity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
I don't know if mine's got any carbonation in it.
Well, I got some bubbles on the top from that aggressive pour, but I don't see any. I can't see any bubbles because it's so damn dark.
Yeah, I don't really see anything happening either. I'm going to give this thing a swirl, see what I can do in that department. Got some clinging to the glass. There are alcohol legs streaming down. So there's definitely some ABV on this one.
It's the kind of beer that doesn't lend itself well to just a big frothy head.
Right.
You know, so I mean when you got a high alcohol and you've got a...
Russian Imperial Stouts aren't really known for that.
No.
The aroma is lovely and dark.
Oh, it is very nice. It's like rich coffee and
you get that
licorice and molasses. Yes.
Oh, man, I love the smell of this.
God.
Big dark malts, that molasses.
So this candy,
I don't get a whole lot on the
this candy sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Is that added during the boil? Is that added?
It can be added. It can be added in the boil. It can be added in the primary.
The primary.
I've heard of people putting it in the secondary.
Yeah.
Now the trick with Russian Imperial Stouts is age. So knowing that this beer had to be brewed this year,
yeah,
was kind of a ballsy choice to throw it into the competition. I'm going to say that right out, because
it's the kind of beer that
you want to throw down for a year or at least minimum 6 months, maybe
to age. But well, here goes. I'm going to dive in
I'm
and
diving
see
in.
how
I
it
can't
is.
really get much more on aroma.
That has a nice mouthfeel.
Very thick.
That has a very nice, creamy mouthfeel.
Very creamy. Zero carbonation.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty much flat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
And
not
I think
picking
that's
up much in the carb.
I really think that's a struggle with anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if you bottle condition a Russian Imperial Stout, you know, it can take ages for it to actually do anything. If you keg condition it,
Man, that's
you're
rich.
better off or forced carbonate in a keg.
That is really rich.
But it's extremely rich, and the
Flavors
amount of
just-
roast,
God, yeah.
huge roast, huge char. But the body on this is this is a chewer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chewing this.
This, if you could get this in a candy bar, that's like, what, 85% cacao,
A
kind
big,
of bittery kind of, but
big
it's
dark.
got that molasses in there too, so it's like,
yeah. So I was just gonna say,
and
I'm
the
getting
coffee kind of aroma or flavor as well.
I didn't get the coffee so much in the aroma, but I'm getting it in the flavor.
I'm getting it in the taste, not
It's
in
like
the aroma.
yeah, like the char, the roast,
The dark roast.
definitely pulling through. It's very well balanced for being such a big beer. So the bittering, the hopping schedule on this is really well done for as big of a beer as this is.
Yes. Yeah. I would agree.
There is some carbonation in it. I can see the bubbles as I kind of tip the glass, but they're very, very, very fine. And you really don't experience anything on the mouth feel in the way of carbonation.
If you get this right angle and you get a real thin layer, you can see light through it, but it is very dark.
Yeah, very dark. Just a touch of brown at the edges.
This should go into the cellar.
Yeah, this is one.
You really should do that.
Damn, why do we have to drink it?
Yeah.
But hey, no, this is great. Wish we had another one to put in the cellar.
Gosh. Yeah. We got the masking tape label. And I can't even read it without my glasses.
EE8-313-2A8.
Yes. Thank you so much for
Thanks
getting
for putting
involved
this in.
in this. This is great.
Yeah.
And like Nate said, you got a lot of balls.
Yeah, for sure.
Putting that in there, man. That's good.
We're going to chill with this one.
Yeah, we're going to let this warm for a bit and come back and wrap up on this.
Okay,
You are-
I think we were gone for about 45 minutes and you guys didn't
This
even
one
know
took us away. This one really took us away.
it. Yep. I still have some in my glass,
And I do too.
and
And-
it's still
Damn good.
no head on it, no bubblies. This one I struggled with a bit.
We're both in agreement.
We talked off camera a little bit.
This has tremendous commercial potential. This
Yeah.
is a very, very fine.
I would have no trouble paying
Fine
$20 a 4-pack for this. If if the carbonation was right. This beer, I had so much hope for it when I was smelling it, but the carbonation, because it's not there, takes so much away. And you know, I don't know if it was, I don't believe it was bottle conditioned. I believe it was keg conditioned. So I don't know if it was drinking good out of the keg when you bottled it, or if it was just right. But I do know that I've read a lot about bottling off kegs. Excuse me. And you generally want to have your CO2 levels a little bit higher, your carbonation levels a little bit higher, your volumes of CO2, if you will, when it goes into the bottle, because you're going to lose some. And so if it was drinking just right with the right amount of carbonation off the keg, it might not have been enough to throw it into a bottle. And we noticed it when we opened the bottles. It was, you know,
There was
virtually zero pop.
Very little Hess.
But that being said, this beer is amazing in flavor and amazing in aroma and mouthfeel.
It is rich and smooth, and I'm sure it could get you into trouble.
Oh, yeah, this thing is
I
gotta
don't know
be,
what the ABV is on this, but this is a remarkably tasty,
yeah,
beautiful beer.
super balanced.
Just falling short on that carb.
The bittering balance on this is like it's perfect. It really is. I mean, it's got a little bit of that sweet from the RS, but it's not too much. It's like I've had Russian Imperial Stouts where they're cloying and too much sweet, and it's hard to drink them. But this thing is not that.
Oh man,
This one's hard to drink. Well, I've drank it because I had to get through it to get my head around it. But it's hard to drink because of the CO2, because of that lack of bubble.
carbonation.
Yeah. And I think that would have just blown this thing up. Would have brought all those aromas right up into your grill as you're drinking it, and you know, would have added to the mouthfeel, which is just great. It's so thick from the oatmeal and the huge amount of malts that are in it. Yeah, oatmeal, oats, whatever. Yeah, it pained me. It pained me to put my scores down the way I did, but
Yeah.
not going to get into that too much further. You'll see my notes sheet.
This is
Really tasty beer. Really tasty beer. You know, maybe it just needed more time to carb up fully. I don't know if it was bottle conditioned. Maybe.
I don't know.
I do know that those.
I know when
takes
I
longer.
did my stout last year, and I overcarbed it, and we had some almost bottle bombs go out, and that brought my scores way down.
Yeah, it really plays. I mean, carbonation is so important to an experience of a beer, and I guess this is just kind of underscoring that. But all in all, we
Excellent.
enjoyed the hell out of it.
Excellent flavor.
Excellent, amazing
And
flavors.
mouthfeel, just dynamite. Get that carb dialed in. Thanks for
Tell you
being,
what,
Thanks for being a part of this.
we'll throw you a beer mail trade. You get the carbonation done.
Yeah.
We'll send you 4 beers to every one of these that you send.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sounds good.
Just get the carbonation right. Yeah, it's freaking great job, man. Yeah, I love the roast on this thing. There's
Who
so much
cares
going
where
on.
the ABV is?
It's
I
gotta
don't
be-
know.
it's gotta be a
It's
10
up
to
there,
12,
but boy,
yeah.
it's really good.
Anyway, we'd love to hear back from you. Throw some notes down below. What's your ABV on this? And
This
what happened with the carbonation, if you know.
the character just carries through from being cold to warm. I mean, it just
Yeah.
is there all the way
Super-
through. It's
super
just-
well-crafted beer.
Yes, very, very well done.
And when it comes down to something as simple as carbonation, it just hurts me, man. But no, we loved it. So anyway, cheers. Best of luck in the challenge, and keep brewing beers like this, dude.
Oh,
For
yeah.
real. Yeah.
That is so good.